Hi, my name is Kaden and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I do not have an intro, so this is what you're getting. Hello again. This week I want to kind of piggyback on what I talked about last week a little bit, which are products that really kind of like helped me with some of the weirder changes that I dealt with on testosterone. The main three being hair changes, aka a curly hair routine, dealing with a lot more face acne after like getting rid of it after high school. So I have like some of my skincare I want to talk about. Same with like some body care because I dealt with a lot of breakouts on like my chest and my back and my shoulders. And then also some hair removal products that I found to be pretty helpful if you're into that sort of thing. I know not everyone on testosterone wants to do any hair removal, but I personally like to do it here and there, so I thought I'd throw them in there too. I do want to clarify that none of this is sponsored. Obviously, I'm a tiny channel, so the likelihood of me even being sponsored is fairly low in itself. So I just want you guys to know that these are products I actually do genuinely use and I do genuinely recommend. These are products I basically use like every day, if not like multiple times a day, and if not like weekly. So I mentioned last week when it comes to my hair, it's fairly picky about the products I like to use. I'm in between like this curly, wavy type of hair texture. Once again, I'm not gonna debate that debate because personally, I do not care. These are what products worked for me, but I have relatively fine hair that gets weighed down super easily. And this is the normal texture that I kind of typically want to go for when it comes to my textured hair, if you will. I've found that the shampoo and conditioner I tend to use don't really matter as much. It's the products that I use outside of like the shower during like my styling routine are what kind of really makes or break my hair. So this is what my hair looks like on a fresh wash day. Like I washed it literally this morning and it's around the afternoon now. But I have a few that I like to switch out just because I do like trying new products, seeing if there's anything better that I do like for my hair. But I do typically start out with this Prose custom curl cream. Prose is like this weird custom, you take a quiz and they'll send you custom hair care like depending on your goals. I tried it when I noticed my hair started to change texture when I first started to notice my testosterone curls because I didn't really know where to start. I do really like the curl cream, but the whole like shampoo, conditioner, and the curl cream ended up being around like $80 a month, which is like a little too expensive for my taste. So I do genuinely think that there are better curl creams, but I just want to use this up because it was expensive and it works for me. So this is typically like the base that I use to style my hair. So I'll throw that in first, and I'll only use like a teeny tiny amount because like I mentioned before, my hair is very easily weighed down. And then I'll normally follow that curl cream up with something else. If I don't want as much definition and I kind of want looser, like fluffier hair, I'll follow it up with a pomade. I really love this Sunbum Surf Talk pomade. First of all, it smells super good, and I'll just apply it on really damp hands and just kind of like scrunch it and like kind of mold my hair while it's still wet. My hair is like literally soaking wet when I throw any of these products in it, by the way. So that's like my more lazy two-step routine. I also really like don't know how to say the name of the brand. It's like we actually ran out of it a little bit ago, so I'll just throw a picture on the screen. But I find that I don't even need to really use the curl cream with the Ouai air dry foam. It's super light and it defines my waves in the way that I need it to. I do plan on repurchasing it. Do have other products right now that I like that I want to get through before I repurchase it. That's more around the expensive side for me. It is around like 20 something dollars. So I know I can get results that I like for cheaper. And if you are anything like me, you're a young person in their 20s that lives, on their own, it's good to save money where I can. For when I want more defined curls, this is what I used today. I do like to go in with a gel. I like to use a super light, not super holding gel. So for that, I really like to use this Not Your Mother's Frizz Control Curl Talk gel. And I need to put that in my hair when it's super soaking wet. And I do like to follow that up after using my curl cream. And if I do use a little too much of the gel, I do create a little bit of a cast that I do like to scrunch out. Hair oils are very much a problem for me. I find that they make my hair look super greasy and super weighed down. So this is the only one I've actually found that doesn't weigh down my hair. It is the Shea Moisture Bonding Oil. This stuff is super nice when my hair gets a little frizzy. Luckily, I don't deal with a lot of frizz. My climate in Wisconsin isn't like super humid or anything, and it's like cold all the time. So I don't really find myself dealing with a lot of frizz, but if I do end up getting a cast from the foams or like mousses or gel, I do like to add a little bit to scrunch it out just to make my hair look less crunchy. Those are the products that I like to use out of the shower. When I'm on like day 2 hair or something like that, I literally will just use a water spray bottle. This is like a continuum mixture that I literally got from like Sally Beauty. That was like $5. I just spray all over my head in the morning and I just scrunch out, and it'll reactivate the products that are already in my hair. And I do genuinely think that my day 2 hair is always a lot more defined than my day 1 hair, which I'm still figuring out. Water is my best friend. I would die without this spray bottle. And the last hair product I want to mention is I have a satin bonnet that I do like to wear at night. I used to have silk or satin bellow cases, but I recently changed out my bedding, so I did want to get a bonnet just to kind of protect and have less tangles and less friction when I fall asleep, because I am a bit of a chaotic sleeper. Sometimes I'll wake up to not even having the bonnet on my head, but I do find that my hair is a lot healthier and happier when I do wear a bonnet at night. Moving on to skincare. This was quite the year of a journey. I know my skin doesn't look perfect right now. Like, I do have a few breakouts here and there, and I'm not wearing a lot of face makeup, but this is the best my skin has looked basically all year. I dealt with a ton of hormonal acne and a very damaged skin barrier for the beginning and majority of this year. So it's been quite the journey getting my skin back to where it was, because I had very bad acne in high school, and when I graduated and started college, it wasn't as bad. And then I went on testosterone, fucked up my skin barrier, and started getting hormonal acne because of testosterone. So I've switched up my skincare routine a lot, and I did end up seeing an esthetician for a short amount of time when I could afford it. Facials and product recommendations. I think the facials and like LED treatments did help, but I do think the at-home care is what really is keeping my skin clearer and a lot healthier now. So unfortunately, these products can be a little pricey just because they were recommended by my esthetician, but I think it's worth it to splurge because I am just someone who's so acne prone and it's such a problem for me. So I used the cleanser she recommended. It is the Hydropeptide Cleansing Gel. Hydropeptide is literally life-saving to me. It's super gentle and it doesn't really have any active ingredients, and it gives me a nice clean base. I use it every morning and night, and every night I do double cleanse with a micellar water. That's just because I'm someone who does wear makeup basically almost every day, but I find this gentle cleanser really did help me restore my skin barrier, and it's just a very nice cleanser that doesn't break me out. Step 2 in my skincare routine, these are like my holy grail. I would also die without them. These are my Hydropeptide clarifying toner pads. They are amazing. These, I think, are what single-handedly keep my skin relatively clear for my standards. These were also recommended to me by my esthetician. They are very pH balancing for my skin. I don't know what else magic is in these, but they are literally a game changer. I make sure I always have these on hand because they keep my skin so soft, relatively clear. I do get breakouts here and there because my skin's not perfect, but these are genuinely like my babies, and I literally will die without them. And then I'll follow up. This was not an esthetician recommendation. It is still from the brand Hydropeptide. I decided to pick it up and just try it out because I do like the other 2 products that I've tried from them. It is their spot treatment. This is also low-key a little bit of a holy grail. I do want to try out other spot treatments because this one is pretty pricey. I want to say it's around like $30-ish, which is a lot for this tiny little bottle. The only place that I really do splurge in like my hygiene is like definitely my skincare, if you cannot tell. But I do put these on my breakouts when they form, when they're already active, and they help prevent a lot of breakouts. It's super gentle. I think my only con or qualm with them have to be that they do dry out my spots, so then when I do put makeup on them, it can look a little cakey and a little bad, but I do think it's worth it just because it clears up active breakouts and helps prevent spots from like even forming, especially when I have a cystic pimple like on my chin or something like this guy right here. I could tell that motherfucker was gonna be monstrous, but I've been putting this on every morning and night, and it's definitely kept him at bay. This also wasn't a esthetician recommendation, but genuinely, I do think this is what really fixed my skin barrier. It is this big ass Vanny Cream moisturizing cream. It's only $13 and it's huge. It's so thick and it feels so nice on my skin. I have such sensitive ass skin, skin, and this moisturizer is like amazing. I don't think I'll ever use anything else. You can also use it on your body during the winter and the colder months. I do love to put it on my shoulders and my arms, kind of where I break out up there to keep it moisturized, in my chest, because I can't use like any fragrance on any place that I'll like break out body-wise. But if you're looking for a moisturizer, I think literally this could work for anyone. Moving on to body care. Like I mentioned before, I was dealing a lot with shoulder acne, chest acne, back acne, literally the whole kit and caboodle, because of course. So I find that using any fragrance on my upper body or any place that I break out up here is just no-go. It's the body wash that I found that is literally the only body wash I ever plan on using for the rest of my life. This Natrium Salicylic body wash. It is genuinely amazing. Since it has the salicylic acid in it, it is very gentle and exfoliating. It's not scented, and it deals with my body acne like no other. I was using a panoxidil wash for a pretty long time, but my skin is very sensitive to benzoyl peroxide, so I cut that out and wanted to use something gentler just because I do like to use a lot of exfoliants because I like to be baby butter smooth. So I do like that it has a little bit of those exfoliating properties in it without like stripping or making me feel super dry and icky. And I also have been playing a little bit with chemical exfoliants. Obviously still nothing super harsh because I do have such sensitive skin. Some places I do like to remove hair or trim down hair. I do like to use a little bit of a chemical exfoliant, and for that I love these glycolic acid pads. I don't have any, I literally just ran out a little bit ago, but I'll throw a picture. So I love using those on my legs, my underarms, and my sensitive areas. I find that they really help prevent ingrown hairs and keeping me very smooth. And also, I do think, don't quote me on this, that glycolic acid does help with underarm odor. So using them under my arms also specifically, I feel like makes me a little less stinky. I feel more clean. But before I even shower for a physical exfoliant, I love using a dry brush. I'll use this all over my body. I'll use this to brush my arms, my chest, my stomach, my legs. I literally will brush my entire body with this to just get any dead skin off before I even hop in the shower. I find that this also helps beautifully with ingrown hairs just because it is a amazing exfoliator, but also just makes me feel 10 times more clean after I get out of the shower, knowing that I don't have any dead skin on me and I washed it all off. So those are all my body care essentials, definitely. Such a clean freak. I don't like to smell bad. That's my biggest fear, so I make sure that I have quite the routine to smell good. Because when I smell good and I feel clean, I just feel that 10 times hotter. Finally, talking about hair removal. I wanted to save this for last because I know it's not everyone's forte, but for me, it's personal preference. I just like to remove hair here and there. But obviously being on testosterone makes it a little more difficult, so I've changed up my whole routine. Shaving's not really an option for me anymore. I just get too many ingrown hairs and it just grows back way too fast for me to even enjoy any of the smoothness. So I have opted for using an epilator. I use this one, the Bronze Silk Epilator. I got it from Target. It's like around $100, but it has the same results as waxing. If you want more of a permanent hair removal, I definitely recommend epilating if you're not a wax person. I just wasn't getting good results with waxing. I didn't find it worth it, but with epilating, I normally just epilate my legs. The more you use it, the less hair grows. So if you still do want to have like leg hair and wherever you plan on using this, I would not recommend an epilator. It will permanently remove a lot of the hair, but for me, it works perfectly. It is super painful the first few times you use it, but since I've been doing it for a few months now, every single time that I do it, I don't really feel anything except on more sensitive areas. And I only have to like epilate once every week, every 2 weeks, if even that. So definitely recommend that if that's what you want to do. If you do want just quick hair removal, that's not gonna permanently remove any of your hair. I found Nair was like the best thing to use this summer, not gonna lie. Obviously follow the instructions on the bottle and be very careful with it because it can lead to chemical burns. But if you use it correctly, you shouldn't have any issues. And the smell honestly isn't even that bad. But I figured I would throw those products in there just in case anyone was really wondering. Other than that, those are the products I've been using for the past few months that have been genuinely, most of them have been life-saving, and I do genuinely recommend them. Other than that, that's all I have planned for today. Subscribe if you want to see me pop up in your timeline here and there. Hit the like button if you like the video, dislike it if you don't. I don't really care, but I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon. I will see you hopefully soon. Bye-bye.